Nobody wants to get hating comments or haters on the YouTube channel, but the reality is that it will happen if you leave your comments open. The first thing is you should not stop allowing people to make comments on your YouTube channel. You have to just to be prepared. And what I want to do today is just help you identify these elements that will define a hating comment, but also how you can classify them and see if there is some kind of value from the comment, and then how to respond in a different way if a response is what you want to do. So let's start with some ideas here. To begin, let's try to classify these type of comments that you can receive. The first is constructive criticism. In this case, you may receive some information that could be valuable for your YouTube channel, for improving your YouTube channel, but maybe the form is not the right one. When I started my channel, my other channel, one of the comments that I received, I remember at the beginning was, I stopped watching your YouTube video because the introduction is too long. That is a very constructive criticism, even though the way that it was presented wasn't the best, but it allowed me to change the introduction of my videos. And this is a very excellent example, because at the beginning of my videos, I used to just give an introduction and then trying to promote a service that I was trying to sell, and then I introduced the content and the rest. So I think that this criticism was very good because it helped me change for my future videos. And then after that, I never received something like that. I never received a comment that says that my videos were too long at the beginning and I was trying to sell something at the beginning. I tried to sell something, yes, but once I provided the content, it's something that we can talk in another video. But you can get something important from that comment that they presented to you. The second type of comment could be a genuine misunderstanding. In this case, people might be misunderstanding something that you are presenting. And in these cases, there are several options that you can take. And this is absolutely legitimate. You can try to clarify, very respectful, but just with one comment, without trying to engage. Never engage. Always try to, if you're going to respond a comment, try to respond it in a way that, if you're trying to respond to a comment that is a hating comment, try to respond it in a way that finishes the conversation. So if it's going to be a misunderstanding of something that maybe you expressed it the wrong way during the video, you can give a short explanation and say, yeah, maybe you feel it this way, but this is not exactly what I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say was this, and this. For example, this is another case of my other YouTube channel. One of the recommendations that I have based on of my experience as a game developer is the fact that I don't recommend, if you want to build a career in game development, to create video games in 2D. That is the reality. And it is proven by myself, and it's proven by the market, the job market. So I always try to present that idea, but there are people that they say, no, I want to create my 2D video games. I don't care what Sony says. And they probably feel that I am attacking the 2D industry. And that is a misunderstanding. It is not. I love 2D video games. I love pixel art video games. But if you want to find a job opportunity in the industry, you have better chances if you create video games in 3D. And that is the reality of the market. So people maybe misunderstand something and you can help them, just to clarify. But be precise, just get into the point, and that's it. The third type of comments is provocation or trolling. For these cases, I definitely go in one direction, which is ignoring or just hide the comment. But I think that the best way to approach it is ignoring. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Once you build a community and once you build a group of fans that are, growing with you, watching your content, enjoying what you are presenting, most of these fans will become the first shield for you. These are people that will support you. That if you get some kind of comments like that, they are the ones that are going to answer to those comments. So if you create a great reputation, if you are doing something that from inside of you, you feel that it is correct. I'm just sharing my knowledge, my experience, and I'm presenting here to the world. Just continue doing that. As always, be respectful. That is the only thing that you got to do. You can present your perspective, your ideas, but try to be respectful. I don't recommend the channels when you are going into politics, because politics makes people separate into positions, and definitely you're going to have 50% of people that likes you and 50% of people that doesn't like you. But if you're going to talk about gardening, game development, or any other areas that you feel passion for, you're usually going to build a great audience for that. So my final recommendation is, if you find this kind of comment, go for my favorite, which is ignore them. The fourth type of comments is harassment, threats, or abuse. In this case, I think that we are very well protected by YouTube. And this is key because, let's put it this way. When I talk to my wife, she always tell me, I could never create a YouTube channel like you because I can't tolerate the haters and bad comments. And yes, this is part is that, but keep in mind that the comments will help you understand sometimes what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. But also, if there is a limit high for this, which is harassment, threats, or something like that, YouTube already have some mechanism to identify this and saying, this comment is not acceptable. And I think that's great. This is the algorithm working and protecting you, because for everything, well, I think that there is a limit, even if nobody knows who is the person on the other side. So I think this is a good way that YouTube has to protect you. And even though if you receive, of course, these kind of comments and pass the YouTube filters, well, you're going to do the same thing that you did for the previous one. Just ignore it and keep moving forward. There are people that are going to feel that they feel that what you're doing is on one side fantastic, and they don't know how to do it, or they are afraid of doing it, but you are moving forward. And that is the only thing that matters. It matters to you, because at the end, this is what you want to do. I never suggested that you're going to create a YouTube channel because you have to create a YouTube channel. It's because you want to leave something. It's because you want to give a legacy of the experiences, of the wisdom that you have with the rest of the world. And because you are enjoying that process. The best YouTube channels in the world are the YouTube channels of people that are enjoying what they are doing. That they take this moment to talk to the camera because they enjoy talk to the camera. I know at the beginning it's going to be kind of tricky, but eventually you will get it. You just have to start. Now let's go to the question. Should you turn your comments off? You can't, but I don't recommend it. Why? Well, because to build a reputation in YouTube and with the algorithm, the comments are essential. So what you want is that YouTube start recommending your videos. And one of the ways to recommend your videos is the click-through rate, the people that clicks on your thumbnail and start watching your videos. The other element is how long people watch your videos. So let's say if you have a video of 10 minutes and people watch it for 8 minutes, that is fantastic for YouTube. In fact, 8 minutes is a great reference for YouTube. If you make your videos being watching for 8 minutes, that's like the maximum goal. That is fantastic. Usually it doesn't happen, but that is another let's say good flag for your content that makes YouTube recommend it. But the other elements are the engagement. How people set likes on your videos or subscribe. By the way, if you like this comment, please like, subscribe, and make a comment to my video. And also is the comment. When people add a comment, even if they present a heart in your comment, that is going to give a good flag for YouTube to say, okay, I'm going to continue recommending this content. The videos that were more successful on my other channel are those that receive the majority of comments, and continuously they continue building views and views and views, which means that YouTube is continuously recommending that content. So do not turn off the comments. You can do it, but I don't recommend to do it. The other thing is, be prepared mentally. You know that it's going to happen. Let's put it this way. If you're going to create a content, you can easily identify if that kind of post is going to create some friction. The perfect example is the YouTube video where I was talking about suggesting people to go to 3D instead of 2D. I knew that at that moment, okay, this is going to create some friction. But at the same time, this kind of content is valuable for you because it can generate curiosity. And even the people that doesn't like it, they're going to watch your video because they're going to say, what this guy is going to say. And sometimes these same people change their perspective because the way you presented the content. And this is very interesting. So it's not bad to generate some friction, but do not generate, a position where you will say, yeah, I hate this. It has to be an argument behind that. All the time has to be a good argument. And above all things, I already mentioned this, be respectful. Remember that there is another person on the other side, and that person could be having bad experiences in their life, and maybe it was a bad day, and that person only wants to put their bad day into some words to somebody. They're giving they're giving you their garbage. And if that's the case, take your time, breathe, and move forward. It's not the end of the world. And that person maybe just having a bad day, and you just have to move forward with that. This is one important way for me to identify when I'm responding a comment the wrong way. If in the moment that I'm responding my comment, I feel that my pulse is accelerating, stop at that moment. Remember what Tony mentioned and say, okay, I'm going to laugh just a little bit about this reaction, and then stop. Just stop and get help, just like Michael Jordan said. And when I mean get help is, you might have an idea of the response that you want to present to a person. But even though you think your idea is correct or the answer is correct, try to use a tool like ChatGPT and present to ChatGPT, hey, this is the context of the video that I am presenting. Let's say literally, it could be even the script if you have a script, so you can put the script there. You can present the comment that you received and the idea of the response that you want to present. I don't recommend that ChatGPT automatically generated the answer because, well, it's a robot, but you have a context, and then ChatGPT can help you in the form that you provided the answer. And sometimes it's going to give you good recommendations. And one thing is, even though I think that the answer that I prepare, it is good, and ChatGPT makes some adjustments to that, some recommendations. After that process finish, I also ask ChatGPT or any other AI, would you have some other recommendations for this comment to improve it? It's not just asking them to do something, but also to asking them, well, is there anything else that I'm missing that can improve this comment and the goal that is for me building a community? And in those cases, I think that tool is fantastic because ChatGPT usually responds AI usually responds in the most nicely way possible. So you can use that. You can use that for your own benefit in this case. Also, keep in mind that when you are responding to one person, to one comment, you are responding also to your entire community, because your entire community will be able to read your response. So be careful when we not be careful, but always consider that your entire community will be reading your comments. Your entire community that could be building for years and they are your supporters. You want to keep them on your side. So, what is the kind of content that the rest of the community can read and say, yeah, this is why I follow this person. This is why I follow Tony, because this kind of content that he presented and the way he responds to the comments. So, that's another thing to keep in mind. And finally, and this is, I think, the most important element, go with your instincts. If you feel that a comment is too bad, just ignore it. If you feel that in your response there is something that it is missing and maybe I can ease this a little bit and low down the tone, you know it. You know inside you. So go to ChatGPT, support yourself with other tools, and try to create something that in the long road is going to help you build a good relation with your community and also with the algorithm of YouTube. I hope that you enjoyed the content that I shared in this conversation that I have for you with you today. And if you enjoying it, please remember to like. And I want to invite you to watch my next video now. And until next time, keep creating, keep sharing, and most importantly, keep dreaming big. I'll see you soon, my fellow creators.